today, I'm putting all 32 NFL teams into one Madden 25 tournament. But every team is their all-time Legends roster, where I have a full bracket with completely randomized seeds on an AFC side and an NFC side, which will lead us to a good old-fashioned Super Bowl. And let's get right into round number 1, which is going to be a lightning round. And whichever team has the higher overall in Madden for their all-time team will earn home field. And in our first game of this tournament, the all-time Houston Texans are going to send home the all-time Cincinnati Bengals. And the Chiefs are going to win no matter what they're in, because in this all-time tournament, they knock off Joe Namath and the all-time New York Jets with a score of 17-10. The all-time Baltimore Ravens barely get past the all-time Bills. Ray Lewis and the Ravens are moving on. John Elway and the all-time Broncos go into the all-time Browns Stadium, and they're moving on. Peyton Manning and the all-time Indianapolis Colts will beat the all-time Jaguars. The all-time Las Vegas / Oakland / Los Angeles Raiders are going to knock out Phillip Rivers, LaDainian Tomlinson, and the all-time Chargers. Tom Brady and the all-time Patriots, one of the favorites for this entire tournament, are going to knock out all-time Dolphins and Dan Marino. And for our final AFC all-time matchup, the all-time Steelers scrape by the all-time Titans 10-6. The all-time Falcons are going to knock off the all-time Cardinals with a score of 31-10, led by Michael Vick. I'd consider this an upset as the all-time Panthers with Cam Newton march into all-time Chicago Bears Soldier Field, knock out one of the original NFL franchises. The all-time Cowboys only score 6 points, but they still beat somehow the all-time Lions that are little with Calvin Johnson, Barry Sanders, and all-time Matthew Stafford, and the Cowboys move on. The all-time Green Bay Packers march into San Francisco that were definitely one of the favorites of this tournament. A huge matchup in round 1, and the 49ers are going home 27-17. The all-time Vikings with Moss and Jefferson and Chris Carter, Fran Tarkenton at quarterback, beat the greatest show on turf on their home field with Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, Cooper Kupp, just to name a few, and Aaron Donald as a 99 overall. The New Orleans Saints with Drew Brees went up and down the field on this Giants-led defense by Lawrence Taylor, and the Giants go home in round 1 to the Saints. The all-time Philadelphia Eagles are forced to be reckoned with in this tournament, 37-27 over the Bucks. Unfortunately, they don't get Brady. He's in New England. Russell Wilson and the Seahawks bring the Legion of Boom back, and they win 24-17 over the all-time Commanders. Where we have our 8 remaining all-time teams in the AFC and our 8 remaining all-time teams in the NFC. Let's jump into some live action. Mahomes has so many weapons to go to. He's got Tony Gonzalez and Kelsey. He's got Tyreek, but he's giving it to Priest Holmes as they're inside field goal range. 4th and 4. This will be a kick. Texans will get the ball back. Let's see if they make it. The Chiefs field goal was good, and CJ Stroud is the quarterback for this all-time Texans team. He's got Hopkins. He's got Andre Johnson. He's got Arian Foster. Does he have enough to get a field goal to tie this game or a touchdown to win? I'm liking, though, the high drama, intense gameplay here as we're only in our first live game. And Stroud, gotta be careful. I thought he was gonna get sacked. He delivered a strike. What a throw to Andre Johnson for the Texans to get well within field goal range. Now you have a chance to possibly win the game with 27 seconds remaining. Stroud, can he go to the end zone? Just don't take a sack. Stroud gonna hit his receiver. Time's gonna go off the clock here. And they're not gonna try anything else besides a field goal. They don't want to risk a sack, a pick, a fumble. They want to tie this game and go to overtime. Kaimi Fairbairn, he drills it, tie game. We are in overtime as CJ Stroud and the Texans have the ball first at the red zone right now. He hits DeAndre Hopkins, who's wearing 13 with his all-time roster. Too many players to really go and change every single jersey number. So some of the jersey numbers in this video might be a little messed up, but I will make sure to note it if it happens. So Hopkins 2nd and 4 for the 14. A touchdown won't win them the game, though. Mahomes will get a chance with the ball. Stroud is going to run, and he goes down 3rd and inches. 3rd and inches. Play action. Thought he was going to Foster. Instead, he's going to the end zone. Touchdown! DeAndre Hopkins. Wait, is it a winner? It is a winner. I'm sorry, we don't have playoff overtime rules here. DeAndre Hopkins just walked it off against the Chiefs.
A few moments later.
I apologize again for the 2nd time because we do have playoff overtime rules in effect. I thought we did because Mahomes just hit a big shot to tie this game. It was not a walk-off touchdown for Hopkins. Instead, it's a touchdown for the Chiefs to tie this ball game. But right after the Mahomes touchdown to tie it, CJ Stroud gets his team back into field goal range. And unless there's a disaster, the Texans are going to upset the all-time Chiefs on the road. What a first game to jump into. Fairbairn ready to win it for the Texans and upset the all-time Chiefs on the road. Kick is up. And the kick is good. Texans win it. The all-time Ravens are 1 first down away from moving on, but they're up 2 touchdowns anyway, so more than likely they're going to move on unless a disaster happens for them. This Ravens all-time defense with Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, and others are going to be really difficult to score on. And Lamar, if he gets a first down, this is over. Victory formation. I guess the Broncos have somewhat of a chance, but not a really big one. Let's skip through and see if there's any absolute magic. Shannon Sharp, Demarius Thomas making grabs. Pass knocked away. 3rd and 3. Shannon Sharp again. Demarius Thomas again. And this one is over. The Broncos are going to run out of time and lose it 21-7. The all-time Colts are in trouble here. Peyton Manning needs 14 points. He should have been picked. Don't know how that was dropped by Charles Woodson, but we are going to see if the Colts can come back with a miracle. They are in trouble. 40 seconds, down by 2 touchdowns at the Raiders' 44-yard line. This all-time Raiders team definitely a force to be reckoned with. Peyton over the middle of Clark, and he's going to get inside the 30. So from the 4, a touchdown for Peyton. This one, I guess, is not over just yet. And it comes down to the onside kick that the Colts have a chance to recover, but at the last second, the Raiders are able to grab it and go victory formation. The miracle was not to be as the Raiders go into Indianapolis and knock out Peyton Manning and the Colts. It's pressure time in Foxborough. Terry Bradshaw is brought down by Willie McGinnis, who's going to allow Tom Brady to get the ball back. A first down there would have been huge for the Steelers. So now Brady can do what Brady has always done, and that's hit Gronkowski down at the end of a game to take the lead. Touchdown, all-time Patriots. They're going to go up by 1. We jump in with 1 throw from Brady, and he throws a touchdown to Gronk. Can't make it up. Now for Terry Bradshaw and the Steelers. They need 3, which is definitely doable, and that's a huge catch. I believe that's Hines Ward already into Patriots field goal range pretty much. Then it's a first down catch for Franco Harris. 1st and 10 for the Steelers. The Patriots are going to just have to watch as the Steelers can potentially kick a game-winning field goal.
A few moments later.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Madden logic. What in the world just happened? The Steelers had 38 seconds remaining. They ran with Franco Harris with no more timeouts and somehow took the entire game clock down. That is terrible clock management. Patriots somehow get out of this with a win. And the Atlanta Falcons destroy the Panthers 35-17. And the all-time Packers, we got a snow game at Lambeau as Amon Green on the ground is going to try to get 1 first down to make a victory formation for the Packers, but the Cowboys are already down by 7. They're in field goal range. It's probably going to be over for Dallas. Packers got a holding call, though, right after, so take away those yards by Amon Green. They're going to keep it on the ground, though. He's going to get the 3rd down. We'll see if they can get the 1st to end it. Going to let Aaron Rodgers throw here. This is a perfect opportunity for the Cowboys to maybe get a strip sack or pick Micah Parsons on this all-time Cowboys defense. Huge sack here in the snow. Makes it a very difficult field goal for the Packers to go up by 2 scores. And we got an injury timeout. That might have just saved the Cowboys some time, too. So it's going to be a 52-yard kick in the snow to make it a 2-possession game. It basically ended at Lambeau. That kick is good. What a kick. And that kick was good enough to send the Packers to the next round of this Legends tournament. The New Orleans Saints beat the Minnesota Vikings. They were up 24-3, so I didn't jump in. The Vikings got a last-second touchdown. Drew Brees and the Saints, we've yet to jump in live with them, but they're a force to be reckoned with. And for our final round 2 matchup, the Seattle Seahawks are down by 2 points, but they're in a field goal range. But we have a pouring rain game. So I don't know if anybody's going to make a field goal kick as Russ cannot take a sack there. And it's going to be Reggie White that brings him down. Now it's a 50-yard kick, and they're going to let Russell Wilson go empty with Reggie White out there. I don't know. He might sack him again. That one's going to be caught. I think that was Marshawn Lynch that made that grab on 3rd and long. Now it's a 46-yard kick for the Seattle Seahawks to get the lead. Just over the 2-minute warning. It's blocked. The Eagles blocked the kick, and they might take it for 6. That's exactly what they're going to do. The Philadelphia Eagles have just made this a 2-score game with an extra point on that block kick. After a block kick could have gave them the lead, the Eagles win it 16-7. We are down to our final 8 teams, and our new bracket will feature the Texans taking on the Ravens, and the Raiders taking on the Patriots in the AFC. Where in the NFC, it's the all-time Falcons taking on the all-time Packers, and the all-time Eagles versus the all-time Saints. Gotta score quickly. Absolutely can't use timeouts. And I think that's Hopkins down at the 2. Gotta hustle it up. DeAndre Hopkins makes the grab. A minute and a half clock is running here. Stroud from the 2. Don't take a sack here, CJ. He can run for it, and he does. Touchdown, CJ Stroud. Can he pull off a huge upset and come back here? Well, the Texans actually went onside kick. I wasn't jumping in live. I honestly didn't think they'd go for the onside kick. I probably should have saw it coming, but they could still make a stop here without a first down. It is a huge field goal for Justin Tucker to attempt to make. It is all-time Tucker, though. Not this year because he hasn't been great, but all-time Tucker could probably drill this from 60 plus. And on 2nd and 9, Jamal Lewis up the middle. The timeouts are going to have to come off the board, and with a minute 6 left, it's almost victory formation. We'll go ahead and skip a little bit. Let's see, 8-yard rush for Jamal Lewis again. Gets another first, and the Baltimore Ravens have beaten the all-time Texans. After terrible clock management by the Steelers, allowing the Patriots to move on, the Raiders are about to knock them out, and the Raiders' Rich Gannon completes a pass for a first down. It is victory formation, and the Raiders will be playing in our all-time AFC Championship game against the Ravens. The all-time Falcons are ridiculous, it looks like, because they are about to knock out the all-time Packers up by 11, 1 first down away from victory formation and the all-time NFC Championship. And Vic is gonna go empty here. Well, Michael Vick, and why is he righty? He's supposed to be a lefty. Michael Vick, he tried to go to Julio Jones. That one's broken up. This is a downloaded roster that I did download, and I guess the creative player they made for Michael Vick is a righty, but he should be a lefty. It looks like the Packers turned it over, though, and the Falcons got it right back. They weren't coming back down 2 scores anyway, and Michael Vick is leading his team to the all-time NFC Championship game. I'm going to see if I can fix him from throwing as a righty to a lefty, but I'm pretty sure once you make the player, you can't change their handedness. So the first time we're jumping in live on the field with Drew Brees, he is down by 10 to the all-time Philadelphia Eagles. All 3 timeouts, though, in field goal range. You go ahead, you kick the field goal, and you try to get a defensive stand. That one was caught by Joe Horn on the sideline. So let's see if Drew Brees can put this in the end zone, or at least pick up the first down right now. 3 minutes to go. Brees has a man. That's Horn again. It's a first down. They ever snap it. There you go. Brees. Pressure collapsing. Oh, pocket was collapsing. Pressure was on Brees, and he's going to run. Drew Brees in his prime as an all-time legend just ran for a touchdown. Randall Cunningham in the shotgun. Will he throw it here? A first down again would win the game. That risk would pay off, or should they just drain the timeouts of the Saints with Drew Brees at quarterback? They're going to throw it, and they're going to get the first down. His receiver did get out of bounds, but I think Jeremy Maclin, it doesn't really matter that he got out of bounds because they could still drain the clock once this timeout comes off the board for the Saints, maybe leaving them like 10 seconds. Let's see how the Eagles play it. They threw it on 3rd to try to end it. Now, that was a mistake. They should have just drained the clock. So now Brees has 46 seconds to try and tie this. You got to get like 15 or 20 yards here to kick the field goal and get out of bounds, or just go for the Hail Mary. They're going for 15, 20. They got the first. And then he got out of bounds. He did it. This game should be over. The Philadelphia... Why is the clock stopped now? What? Madden logic. How is the clock stopped? It was just running. Did the Eagles call a timeout? For some reason, that makes no sense. If the Saints somehow win. Oh my goodness, Jimmy Graham is tackled at the 15-yard line. Madden logic almost just won it for the Saints like it did for the Patriots earlier, but the Eagles are able to do it and win. Now for our all-time AFC Championship game between the Raiders and the Ravens. This all-time Legends Ravens defense is super tough to beat. They were one of the favorites going in, and they're most likely going to represent the all-time AFC in the Super Bowl. The Raiders down by 20, a minute 10 left. Let's go ahead, skip to the end. And I imagine the Ravens, unless there's an absolute disaster, will be punching their ticket to the Super Bowl. We'll see who's going to join them. And it'll either be the Eagles or the Falcons in our all-time NFC Championship. If they don't, it's the all-time Falcons meeting the all-time Ravens in the Super Bowl. Cunningham, though, delivers a strike down the field. That one is caught to about the 49-yard line. Jeremy Maclin on the grab. From the 49-yard line, Cunningham completes another pass. 3rd and 6 at the 34. A minute 6 seconds remain. Incomplete. This is the game. This is the play that can send the all-time Falcons to our all-time Super Bowl if they can't get 6 yards. Cunningham It's caught. The game continues. Eagles need a touchdown, an onside kick, and another touchdown in just 33 seconds. Well, there's the touchdown. Eagles need the onside kick or the Falcons will go to the all-time Super Bowl. And it's recovered by the Falcons. And it's time for our all-time Legends Super Bowl. Representing the AFC, the Baltimore Ravens. And out of the NFC, the Atlanta Falcons. And for the Super Bowl, we do things a little bit differently where we're going to watch the first drive on offense for both teams, and then we're going to simulate the game together, and then if it gets close to the end, we're going to jump in. We'll see Lamar Jackson, a current quarterback on the all-time Ravens, taking on Michael Vick, a retired quarterback on the all-time Falcons, and Lamar hits his man, and they're already into Falcons territory. Ravens would probably go for it if they don't get this third down. We'll see what they're going to do. Will it be a pass? Will it be a run? Will Lamar keep? Let's see. Lamar talking to the sideline, gets the call, gives it to Jamal Lewis, who breaks the tackle, and Jamal Lewis keeps breaking tackles to the 17. Lamar's got a familiar weapon in Mark Andrews, couple other wide receivers that he has not had in his career, but on the all-time Ravens, that's what it's all about. And Lamar goes to that familiar weapon in Mark Andrews, who's out at the 1. Ravens look like they're going to put a touchdown on the board on this Falcons defense, unless there's an absolute disaster. Question is, who's going to get it? Will it be Jamal Lewis? It will be. Touchdown Ravens. From all the simulations so far, they haven't had trouble with an opponent, but this Ravens defense is different. That's going to be caught by White. But the Falcons are going to have to punt, and they go for a touchdown at some point. It's 14-10. This is one heck of an explosive Super Bowl. I want to jump into another red zone possession right now. It's 14-13, and we're still in the second quarter. Vic and Lamar are putting on a Super Bowl for the ages. Let's see if Vic scores another one when we jump in. He is picking apart this Ravens defense, it looks like, after the stop that they had when we jumped in for the first possession of the game, as they're at the 14. And now on a 3rd and 16, they're going to go run to Anderson, surprisingly. But he does make it a 4th and 4, but I imagine they're going to kick 3. So they get a field goal, make it 17-13, but immediately answered by Lamar, immediately answered by Vic and the Falcons. This game is going crazy right now. 31-20. Can Lamar answer? He needs it late in the third quarter. We'll jump in. I guess I'm bad luck for the Falcons when I jump in. They're able to score a touchdown every other time on a drive that we don't jump in for. But Lamar Jackson, he scored a touchdown when we jumped in with him. Can he get another one? Just can't have a turnover here if you're Lamar, because you get a guaranteed one-possession game with a field goal. Lamar rolling left, firing left. Torrey Smith with the touchdown. Ravens are back within 1. Lucky for Ravens fans out there and for people just rooting for the Ravens against the Falcons, I have been bad luck for the Falcons when jumping in for them to score touchdowns. Let's see if that continues. That's going to be a first down, 1st and goal. I haven't seen Julio Jones jumping in either yet. We've seen Roddy White a lot. Haven't seen Julio yet, though. Vic getting pressure, and he can't get away from the sack. But then Vic threw a touchdown on the next play that I wasn't jumped in live for to Julio Jones for 19. 4th and 14, a 64-yard field goal only makes it a 9-point game. Why kick it and they miss? The Falcons have great field position. Let's go play-by-play here. Vic has put it in the end zone again. Michael Vick just put up 45 points on the all-time Ravens defense. Deion Sanders on the all-time Falcons. Julio, Michael Vick, Tony Gonzalez, they're getting themselves a ring. And now Coach Raheem Morris will be the coach that helped this team win it all. And it looks like Vic is going to hoist the Lombardi. That's going to do it for the video, everyone. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. And I'll talk to you all in the next one. Peace.